happy Wednesday, Facebook people. I'm just chiming in to say hi. A little bit of a late start to the morning as I take care of some things regarding taking apart a workstation and trying to clean up, which it's a little different now that I can actually choose a day during the week to do things instead of waiting the weekend where I have other things to do. So it's going to be interesting. So currently just kind of saying hi. I'm not on duty right now with Uber yet. I'm just waiting until I'm finished with the one last thing I got to do. But basically I'm heading back to, I'll let this insect out, get out of there. I'm heading to Culver City right now to send my video camera in for repair. I've been having issues with it for the last several months in regards to the zoom button rocker button rather, and it's not responding as I needed to, especially when I have to do the ins and outs and adjustments while I'm shooting sports events. So currently, I have to take care of that before the problem gets worse and my warranty ends. Now, if you were watching one of my Facebook Lives last week and I was mentioning the extended warranty, and the main reason why I had to wait about a week before I was able to send it out is mainly because I needed to secure a spare that I knew was going to do exactly what I needed it to do if I get called in the next few days to shoot something. And so the good news is that I was able to secure, thanks to my peeps over at the Performing Arts, I was able to secure a spare that, I had handpicked this thing anyway because, I knew there were going to be some contingencies when I may have had to employ its usage, and since it is a camera that's only used during the summer, I think that, having it on loan for a little bit is going to help severely, at least in my pursuit of just making sure I still have a roof over my head for the next month. So, with that being said, I am heading to Culver City right now and taking care of that and just making sure that all my ducks are in a row so that, I take care of the stuff. So, yeah. Oh, man. I will say, though, last several days have just been a doozy. I got 1 week of school left until I have a little bit of room and I can continue to focus on preparing other steps that I need to, secure more income and certifications and all that stuff that, is only going to provide more of an advantage for me in the long run, and just things I have to do. So, we're just kind of getting by. Well, at least I'm just getting by, but I'm doing all right and taking care of myself the best I can. So it's, just another day in the hood, really. I will say, though, Monday was tiring. I could not believe how much traffic and sitting in it takes the life out of you. It just does. And I mentioned this on Facebook a little bit before, but I had to drive a passenger from LAX all the way to Claremont in the middle of the day. I was looking about 3-4 p.m. and the distance from Claremont from LAX to Claremont is 52 miles across the 10. Yeah, I know. And I was just very glad that it was a surge-priced ride, because otherwise it would have not been worth. That I could back down from it or anything like that, but it would have not been worth the ride. Interestingly enough, is there's a little flag on Uber if you're a driver for Uber, and this is just for the people who don't know, who aren't drivers normally. But what will happen is if a passenger requests a ride that's going to last more than 45 minutes, so like a long distance ride or something like that, you'll get a little alert if you're trying to accept a ride. Because what will happen is, and Uber does this on purpose, is that we as drivers don't know where you want to go until we accept your ride and we start the ride. So, but prior to that, if you are an Uber driver and somebody requests a ride that is more than 45 minutes of travel, you'll get an alert saying, this is a longer than usual ride. Are you still okay with accepting it? And it's always okay to say no, because sometimes, we have lives outside of Uber, which I beg to differ sometimes, but I'm doing my best. And, but here's the caveat. This does not apply to anyone you pick up from LAX. So, in essence, if you are a person who is saying, hey, I need you to pick me up at LAX, I need you to drive me to like Ontario or something like that, I won't even know that the ride that I'm getting is going to be more than 45 minutes. In the case of the Claremont transport, it was an hour and a half because of traffic, and that included taking advantage of every possible opportunity I had of getting into the carpool. So that was really, it was a lot, you know. I mean, there was light at the end of the tunnel because it was a Monday, and I found out that there was an 85 degrees in Chino Hills at the border between Claremont and Chino Hills, and so I was able to get my 85-cent coffee and all over the world. So it was all cool. But yeah, so I found out, and I had to read up on this when I got home last night while I was doing some file transfers and other things like that, is that, yeah, if the ride is going to be more than 45 minutes being picked up from LAX, I will not get a notification saying it's going to be a long ride. And the reason why they're doing that is because, you know, there are people who do ask for long rides like this, and then what people will do, what Uber drivers will do, is if they're really like not feeling it, they don't want to take that ride, a bunch of people just keep getting canceled off, and then it's really annoying. So I think they're doing it because of a workflow issue, which is fine. I mean, I understand that people have their needs and stuff, but I mean, you know, getting picked up from an airport is a very specific request. You know, and I'm kind of one of those people, like, if you're not open to the risk of having to, you know, risk is happy risk reward, I'm saying, of not, you know, of picking up someone and having to drive an hour, and then you're getting paid for that hour, then, I mean, it would not be a good idea to get onto the LAX platform if you're going to do that. I mean, just don't even pick up from LAX. Don't even bother. Just the way it is, you know. But that's my opinion. So, yeah, so I started driving. Right now, I'm on the 405. I'm sitting on the 405, not really doing much. I'm just trying to get to my exit so that I can, you know, start my day here and do all that stuff. But yeah, that's the current to do at the moment. If anyone's watching the playoffs right now, and I need to, like, you know, see what's going on with this Game 7 tonight and all the other things happening, and playoffs have gotten interesting. Yeah, I still have to figure out how to register for my upcoming hockey season at Toyota, which the more I think about what it costs to go, the more it bothers me, because I'm sitting here going, do I pay my cell phone bill first, or do I pay for my car, or do I put it toward my rent? Because every day literally is, in my current situation, is whatever I make during the day goes immediately toward a bill. I don't have a choice, which is making me feel very, very unsure about how I'm going to be able to take care of my hockey registration. And hockey is important to me, so I will find a way to do it. It's just, it might require me to have my ass in a seat in my car for another 20 to, you know, 40 hours to pay for it. But, you know, I need my hockey and I need my life, so I'll make it happen. Anyway, that's what's going on at 11:10 Pacific Daylight Time here in good old LA. I don't really have too much to report, to be honest. It's just life. Aside from that, I hope everyone else is doing well. You know, I'm just kind of wish I had a little bit more interesting news to talk about here. I mean, aside from the game on Sunday and all of that video footage I have to edit, which I will do when I have a moment to myself. I don't have class until next Monday anyway, so, which is actually the last day of class for the semester for one of my classes, and then Tuesday I have a final, which I still have to start studying for. Probably should do that. That might be a good idea. Yeah. I know, I want to take a break, but I can't derail, because I have days where, I know, like I said, every day counts now. I have to make it happen, or at least that's the mentality in the back of my mind, because, you know, I can't just walk into an office and just get paid. That's not my life right now. It's not my MO. I gotta get at it. I gotta do it. It's all I have. You know, the only choice I have right now. But at least I have the choice. That I can wake up in the morning and go, let me go take care of my animals and myself first, and then let's go out and do this and set my hours and just do it. So it's okay. It's a different kind of challenge. Not that we've never been without them. But it is where we are. But yeah, going into noon in light of traffic should be an interesting thing today. There was a point when traffic was so slow when I was bouncing onto LAX that I ended up having to. I turned on my Pokemon game. I seriously did. I had a passenger in the car, and we were just going slow and just talking about life, kibitzing and all that. And I turned on my Pokemon game because it was registering distance as I was crawling. I mean, I could. With how bad traffic was at LAX on Monday, I seriously could have just walked. I could have gotten out of my car and walked faster to the terminal than I would have just sitting in my car. But I don't think it would be a good idea to tell a passenger to do that. So that just didn't happen. Yeah, right. Oh, I need a vacation. The more I think about what I want to do, the harder it is to see if I can even make that happen without risking, losing the funds. But oh well, we'll see what happens. Aside from that, I hope everyone else is doing okay today. And that's just my normal my normal commuting update as the 405 parking lot, continues to sort of let me go through, but not really. And I spend most of my time just looking at the butts of cars. If there's no passenger in the car with me, then I'm usually just verbalizing my thoughts. And if there are passengers in the car, then I'll just keep it to myself, because then they would just think I'm weird and stuff like that, and I wouldn't think that that'd be a good idea. But commentary, all right. So this is a quick update today. Maybe it might go on later, don't know, but at least I said still alive, still chugging and jiving, and stay safe, everybody. If you have any questions, like usual, feel free to put them in the comments, in the box and all that jazz. I'm still waiting to other things that I'm still waiting for, other than Mercy. My goalie pants, they're still being worked on. So I'm glad that I don't throw away equipment very, very frequently, because I was able to pull an old pair of goalie pants from the archives to use until I get my new pair back. So that's okay. All right. Well, enough babbling for now. Don't really have too much else to say. I think traffic's starting to move up again, and eventually I will make it to the camera store. But and I was just asked to proofread a paper for somebody, which I would gladly do, because I help my friends out. So that'll be my to-do. Drop off a camera, proofread a paper, and then drive a bunch of people all over the universe. And if I end up in Timbuktu, I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Check y'all later. Be good. Don't beat anyone senseless, or at least if you do, put it on Instagram. I don't know. All right. Talk to y'all later.